Happy New Year! This is Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com and the Remarkable Stampers. Today in our My Digital Studio Monday session, we're going to work together to create this page that you see in front of you. So let's go ahead and get started. I did lay just a few elements onto the page already, just because of time constraints and things like that, but you'll be able to understand exactly how I got them. One of the first things that I always like to do when I start working with a blank surface is I like to bring at least one of the photos over to the surface that I know I'm going to be working with, so that way I can start to lay colors up against it and things like that. So here's a picture of our new puppy that will be coming home January 13th. And one of the things that I love about My Digital Studio is the ability that it has to photo edit. So let's just adjust that a little bit so there's more of the puppy and less of the floor that's there, and just click OK. And what you don't see here is that the photo is actually matted. You'll see that in just a moment. So now the next thing I need to do is I need to bring in paper, and we're going to bring in Always Artichoke for the background so that the greens and his collar and on the tree and everything are set off just a little bit. And here you can see the mat, and where that comes from is in the Design Center. You just click on that, pick the color that you want it to be. You can change the color here with the change button. The next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to create a tree, and there was really not a tree that met my needs, so I decided to create my own using a punch. And all I simply did was take that punch, make it the size that I needed, and then I just turned it on its side just like that. And so I could go ahead and let's just slide that over just a little bit more. And we're going to go ahead and color fill that with the color. And I just did 4 different size squares. There's our green up here. And then I took and I added one last square. And actually, I'm going to move this up just a bit. Filling up that other point. Just like that. And I color fill that. And it's rest off the brown base. And next we're going to slide it back over. Now you'll notice this one still has a point and the other one didn't. Again, same concept. We're going to bring this over. Slide it along. Just something like that. And we're just going to patch it. We're going to go ahead and pick our grid paper, Always Artichoke. And you just got to kind of play a little bit. If I really want to line it up, what I can do is I can zoom in. I can put the grid over top. I can come down here. And now I can look at where my lines are here. And I can just slide this along to line my print up. So, just like that. And let's pull that up here because I wanted this to have more of a straight base and we'll just play. So just pretend for right now that that's done exactly that way. We're not going to spend hours today and come back down here when they're lining that all up, but you get the concept. And let's bring this to the front because we want our base to obviously hook up with the base of the tree. So just like that. And then the only other thing that I did was I went ahead and I added a drop shadow behind all of the punches to give all the layers dimension. And so now that has dimension like the rest of them. So let's bring our photo back over. And now the next thing that I did was I started to layer photos. Let's bring it to the front. And photo box. And we're going to go ahead and I wanted to make this a little bit bigger because I'm going to tilt it in the background. And we're going to add red cardstock to this box. Real red. Where are we at this one? I'm going to slide that over. And I want to go ahead and send that backwards behind the photo of the puppy. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to tilt it on end, just like that. And then one of the other things that I added on the original page is a stamped image that's actually a frame around it. And we're using a frame from Winter Wonderland. I'm going to bring that over to our work surface. I'm going to grab the corner and I'm going to enlarge it so that I'm framing Teagues. Like that. And then to get the color that I wanted, I used the color, oops, excuse me, wrong button. Use the color match tool. Clicking and talking at the same time is not as easy as it sounds. I picked the angel. You can either pick the angel or I picked from the bell here because I want that kind of a goldish color. This for me is the hardest part, is trying to nudge these little colors around the exact box and hit OK. And now it's not exactly gold, but again, it's closer and it's a little bit more of what I wanted. So we'll have that. This piece here, just in the interest of time, since it's the right size, I may bring forward, bring to front, I want it on all the top layers, is actually a tag punch. And you have this tag punch here, and I just pulled it and elongated it. And it utilizes another greeting from Bah Humbug. It was just so appropriate for a little puppy. I'll put that on the top. I'm going to grab the corner and swing it around. And now we can go ahead and start to minimize it, just like that. And start to make it fit inside our tag. And then we went ahead and we added some embellishment. So let's go ahead and pick our red grosgrain ribbon. And here's our grosgrain. Real red. And one of the features that I'm using quite a bit on this page is I'm using the back to front, front to back option for layering, which is a wonderful way to get things where you would like them to be on your paper. So we're just going to grab the end of that and elongate it. And now I want that behind the tag, so if I click on it, I'm going to send backwards. And send backwards, as you can see now, it's below the words, but I still want it behind the tag. Send backwards one more time, now it's behind the tag. If I had clicked send to the back, it goes all the way to the last layer that it can possibly go to. So that's send to back. I was going send backwards because that's one step at a time. And the next thing that we wanted to do is we want to go ahead and add a bow. And where's our bow? Right here. This one. Alphabets right. And again, same concept, just grab that little corner, rotate it, and just like that, you have a fairly quick, simple page. The only last thing that I did on this case is I wanted a little paw print, and again, it's not something that we have yet as a stamp brush. So I just went ahead and created my own. Granted, it's not, a perfect paw print, but the concept is there, the imagery of a paw print is there. And I just simply color filled it. Got this punch in. And just kind of size that the way I needed it to be. I'm going to color fill it first. Same color. And now I want him to have 3 toes, so we'll just copy, paste, paste, and there you go. You have your quick page. And just to go back to the polished one that you saw, this is a picture, again, of our new puppy that's coming home January 13th. I'm sure he will be featured in a lot of the upcoming My Digital Studio Mondays. The brads simply just came from, the brads, these are part of the original, right here, so you can see them, the original My Digital Studio software program. And then to add the text, I just simply added a text box, typed in what I wanted, and turned it at an angle. So there you go, quick and simple page for you to create. Have fun and Happy New Year.